Hi everyone, it's Miranda from the Cherish Mum Space Coaching. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is how to cope with stress as a mum. Now, if you're anything like me, you are a mum that's got lots and lots going on. You might have a side hustle on the side. You've got children, you've got the house to run, you possibly have work as well. And family commitments. There are so many things that mums have to trying to keep up with all the time. And again, if you're anything like me, you can feel like you're on a great big roller coaster all the time. Now, if this is something that you're struggling with, don't forget to watch to the end, because we're going to have 3 different things at least that you can do to actually try and work on your stress as a mum, how to cope with it. Okay, I'm Miranda. I am actually a parent coach. I'm a life coach for mums who actually works with mums through stress in my 6-week program. Okay, so if you're someone who would really like to join on, jump on, find anything else about that, then check out all the links and you will be fine. So what can we do? What can we do to cope with stress as a mum? Okay, so one of the first things that we can do is to write things down. Okay, now this might sound really simple and really silly, but writing things down means that we get them out of our head onto the paper. And this is super, super important, really, really helpful, because the physical act of writing often helps that stress to start dissolving a little bit. Okay, am I here to say that writing things down is going to get rid of them? No, of course it's not, but it can really, really be quite therapeutic and help you lay all your thoughts out on paper and start to realize, what actually am I even doing here? And you can start to categorize it in those ways. Now, one of the ways that I talk a little bit about is journaling. Okay, that's more for your own personal reflection. All right. When I'm talking about writing things down to manage your stress, personal reflection is a great, fantastic tool. Okay. Also, to-do lists, spaces where you write down what I have to do on Wednesday, what I have to do on Thursday, what I need to get done as a whole over the whole week, priorities. Okay, all of those things are very, very helpful, because it makes you feel like you are in control of just a little tiny piece of your life. Now, if you're interested in journals and things like that, there are heaps of links below. There's links attached to this so that you can find out anything else about that. I've got some journals for sale on Amazon and things like that. But writing things down is very, very important. Number 2, talking to someone about it. Now, everyone or most people know about mental health. Most people know about mental wellness. Actually, actively talking to someone about what is going on for you can be very, very helpful. Okay, because other people can provide basically a sounding board. They can provide some, if you choose a good person, they can provide some calm and sound advice. Okay, one of the things you need to make sure when you're talking to someone is that you know that person is going to be a calming influence. You know that person is going to sit back and look at things from a peaceful perspective, not someone who's going to add to your stress. So if you're having that conversation with someone who is quite draining anyway, and someone who's really not making you feel refreshed in your space, probably not going to have any sort of wise words to add to what's going on for you, maybe they're not the person to choose to have this specific conversation with. All right, so talking to someone about it, that's obviously what I do as a life coach for parents, dealing with stress, dealing with mum guilt. That's the sort of stuff that I do. But talking to someone about it is very, very helpful. And I encourage you to do that. If you're finding things overwhelming, please talk to someone about some of it or all of it, because they can start to help you to really compartmentalize it and move through some of this stuff instead of just pushing it down all the time. Okay, number 3, now we've got there's a couple of sections in number 3 here. So we've got do something at home. Okay, so number 3 is to relieve some stress, to learn how to cope with mum's stress. Then doing something at home is sometimes the only option that we have. All right, often if we've got small children or whatever, then sometimes doing something at home is the main option. So what can you do? Okay, we've talked about self-care a fair bit. I've got a self-care video. Please feel free to check that out. Self-care tips. Doing things at home. What can you do? You can practice mindful breathing. And this can involve sitting up straight, breathing right into your tummy, holding it for 4, and then breathing out again for 4, and doing it again. So it's in for 4, hold, out for 4, hold. Okay, hold for 4 each time. So it should go for 16 beats. Okay, so I'll just show you what that is now. Ready? There you go. So that's about 16 beats. All right. Obviously, it depends how fast you count, but that's about right there. So mindful breathing, you can do that. One of the things that I teach the students that I work with, one of the things that I teach the mums that are working with their own children is 5-finger breathing. You can find me on Pinterest. That's gone viral, that pin, which is cool. 5-finger breathing is when you draw up and down your fingers around, and you breathe in when you reach the top of your finger and out when you reach to the bottom of your finger. Now, is that something you can do as a parent? Yes, you totally can. And if your children see you doing that, then that's fantastic. They've just learned another tool in their own mindfulness toolkit. Okay, it is not embarrassing. It's not a bad thing. And you can do it on the slide, so you don't have to actually show anyone your hand. Okay, you can do it really quietly or tap your 5 fingers while you breathe in and out. That's all completely fine. Now, breathing really, really helps you and me, all of us, with our stress if we're breathing slow and calm and into our tummies and back out, because it stimulates the vagus nerve, okay, which is really, really helpful for our stress levels. All right. The second one that I've got here, so do something at home. This all sort of comes under that. Grounding yourself is something I've shared a few times when it comes to teaching children how to do this. But as an adult, as a parent, I'm working more with parents now rather than kids. Grounding yourself is very, very helpful because you basically go, what you do is you basically go, you can do it 2 different ways or a few different. The 2 I'm going to share, you can use your sight, smell, taste, hearing, and whatever the other one, touch, basically, and think about exactly where you are in the room, where you are. So you smell what you can smell and take notice of it. Okay, this mindfulness activity is actually about taking notice of what you can smell, taking notice of what you can hear. I can hear trees rustling outside my house right now. Okay, taking notice of what you can see and what is actually all around me. All right, what can I taste when I'm having something to eat? Can I have a piece of apple and taste that? Those sorts of things are what we're talking about, and they help to bring you back to an awareness of your body in space. And it's very, very good because it makes you step out of your mental space and more into your physical body, which is extremely helpful for dealing with that stress, that whirling brain sort of situation that goes on. Okay, you can tell that I know about it. So that's the sort of stuff that we want to be doing. The third thing on my list of do something at home on how to cope with stress as a mum, delegate, delegate, delegate. Now, delegating, it's something that I am getting better at. Okay, I'm actually quite good at it now. Being able to say, you know what, I don't have to be the hinge pin on which the house operates. Just because I'm the mum doesn't mean I have to be that. Of course, yes, we are still that sometimes. Sometimes we're in a situation we still need to be. But as your child gets older, if your husband or partner will step in, if you've got a parent who can give you some help, if you are under so much stress, we need to be asking someone else to help us if we can. Okay, so going, you know what, I'm going to get someone else to do, you know, the meals. I'm going to get my children to just pick up their shoes and put them away. I'm going to make sure that the kids at the table. I'm going to make sure, you know, try and get it so that we get in a system of people helping, because all of these tasks should not be mine. Okay, so learning how to delegate some of those, there'll be small tasks if it's to your children. If your partner's not involved, then if they're small tasks to your children, they're just going to be small tasks for a while. But once they can make their own lunch, wow, hello, that's amazing. Okay, so being able to take those things off your stress list. And just on the note of making their own lunch, that takes a lot of stress out. If your kids are picky, you can put a bunch of stuff in front of them and say, make your own lunch for the day. You have to have a sandwich and 1 apple. But apart from that, you can put your snacks in, 2 snacks. It makes it so much easier. All right, speaking from experience there. It makes it so much easier, and it takes the stress out of it, because if they've chosen it, they're going to have to either like it or lump it and just eat it anyway. All right, takes it away. So dealing with mum's stress, how do you cope with stress as a mum? I'd love to hear some of your input. I'd love to hear something from you. You can drop a comment if you're watching this one on YouTube. If you are on a podcast, then please, please, please email me at thecherishedcommunity@gmail.com. I'd love to hear about what you do to manage your stress. okay, as a mum, because this is a worldwide topic at the moment. COVID, all the rest of it. 2022 is hectic, and there's so many parents with huge amounts of parental stress, not just from money, not just from the kids, from a huge amount of things combined and coming back into our big normal lives. All right, so if you're struggling with stress, please, please, please reach out. I'd love you to reach out to me. If you want to know about my 6-week program, please contact me again on thecherishedcommunity@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you. I'm Miranda from the Cherish Mum Space Coaching, and I love helping mums feel more alive, grateful, and peaceful by helping them manage the stress in their lives. All right, I'll catch you soon. Have a great day. Bye.